Patreon members has finally voted for Porto.
Hey.
It's only about the 17th time that they've been on the Patreon poll, and finally they have won one. So all of you Porto fans, you can finally stop parading the comments. Yeah, we're finally doing it. The third out of the top 3 in Portugal that we have yet to do. This is finally going to happen today. I've got to say, they already have a good team.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that we can do domestically to improve them.
Well, they've just come off a run, a record run of unbeaten in the league. 52 games, is it? I think 58 games.
Yeah. So
they won the league and they won 58. Unbeaten on 58 times.
They are a very good team.
So I think we took them at the right time, to be honest, yeah.
Very much so, yeah. They've got one of the most funny club cultures I've ever seen, and I laughed at this as soon as I joined. Sign players from your domestic rivals. Is that sort of like a go on, sign some of their players.
That's to stop them from winning, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's like a 6-pointer, really, isn't it? You take their best player, you end up improving you and making them a lot worse. So yeah, like I mentioned before, this is one of those where there's not a lot that we can really do, but what we're going to try and do is win something, maybe in Europe. Try and increase the dominance.
They've won the Champions League twice and the Europa League twice. They've just won the league with been an unbeaten run like that, so we know we've got a good team. So our challenge really is not to win the league; it's to win a European trophy.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to win the league, but that goes without saying. Yeah. Okay, so this first season then for transfers, you do get a little bit, just not too much. And what to be honest, I didn't really sign anybody. So what I was going to focus on mainly is this first season, trying to establish who I wanted to keep and who is probably going to end up leaving. Yeah. Because at the minute, yes, this team is the best team in the country, but we have a very bloated squad.
Right.
And a lot of these players in the Portuguese league who are very good, they tend to go to the bigger European sides. Of course, they've just lost Luis Diaz to Liverpool, of course. So
good signing.
Exactly, and that is going to be the story of that in real life as well. They've just lost Fabio Vieira.
Right.
Vitinha is another player that has been linked to go to Manchester United. Whether that will happen, we don't know. But yeah, this is very much a selling club, and it's got to the point where there's already, at the start of the season, a couple of clubs around a few of our better players.
Yeah. I think when you look at their history as well, whenever they do really well and do well in Europe as well, like you're saying,
they get picked apart.
Yeah, they lose their managers, they lose players all within the space of maybe 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah. The Portuguese league is not exactly fully established like the La Liga or the Premier League to be able to keep hold of their players. The money's just not there. But I think what they managed to do really well is buy cheap from South America or even bring up through the Portuguese. I mean, this game, there is not another country where there are as many wonder kids as there are from Portugal. And you think Portugal's not that big of a country compared to the likes of France, Germany, Spain. But my God, there's so many amazing players in Portugal. So what I've decided to do this first season is have a look, and I've gone for a narrow tactic. And I'm being a little bit silly because they do have decent wingers, but they can all play on the inside as well. So I'm going to try this to begin with. We got Ivanilson playing up top. He can also play out on the left should we need him to. He's one of these guys that maybe in a couple of years' time, if he does really well for us, there's going to be some big clubs coming in for him, and it might be a struggle to keep hold of him. But his value is quite good right now. He's only 21. He's only been here for a couple of years that we've bought from Brazil, so it's time for him to step up and score some goals. Taremi in the shallow striker role, I've got him nailed in there every game because I want to play him there more often because he's not exactly a natural. If I let the assistant manager do it, they would more than likely play this guy up top and Evangelson will get a game. Yeah. But for a 21-year-old, he needs the game time. Yeah. So, playing this guy in the shallow striker role because he's very good at passing ability, but we need him on the pitch for everything else. That he's very well-rounded, he's just not super quick. So I think that's a good decision, the Iranian Taremi. So other than that, this is what we're running. Let's see how we've done, because so far this season we have played 4 games and we have won 3 and drew 1. The draw was just a bit of an unfortunate one, really. They scored a penalty and it was away from home. It's just one of those games. Yeah. However, the games that we did win, a 2-1 win there. Pepe scoring 2. I mean, we all love Pepe because of how bad of a discipline record he had at Real Madrid, wouldn't it? I don't think it's actually been that bad since he's gone back to
I just laugh at him whenever I see him as well. He's just got one of those funny faces, isn't he?
Yeah, you just think he's so cheeky because he knows he's getting sent off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's 38 now and he's still decent. He's still decent.
119 caps for Portugal. That's
unbelievable, isn't it? A special player. A very underrated player as well. I mean, he was playing at Porto for a few years. Right after they won the Champions League, I believe they signed him to replace Ricardo Carvalho. I might be wrong, Porto fans, but from when I clicked on and seen Pepe and looked, and I thought, that's the Ricardo Carvalho replacement. Of course, after winning the Champions League in 2004, Jose Mourinho went to Chelsea. He took Ricardo Carvalho with him.
Yeah. So it might have been, yeah.
Some might say Ricardo Carvalho was the guy who turned John Terry into a quality defender. There we go.
Talking about Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
When he had his interview to take over Porto, he actually said, I will win the league next season.
Yeah, and he did.
He won the treble.
I am Jose Mourinho.
Bloody hell. Oh, yeah, because he went and won the Champions League that year, didn't he?
Yeah. He went and won the league, the cup, and the I think it was the Europa Cup then, no?
Yeah, because they did back-to-back, didn't they?
Yeah, then they won the Champions League the year after.
Yeah, so if we take a look here, the Europa League was won 2003 under Jose Mourinho, and he won the Champions League 2004.
The 2004 season is the well-known season for Man United, wasn't it? When he was at Man United running down the touchline.
When he was running down the touchline after knocking us out.
Do you know, because I think they won the home leg 2-1.
Yeah.
And the second leg, which is at Old Trafford, they were 1-0 down until the 90th minute, and then they scored.
Yeah.
And that's when he done his run all the way down there.
Yeah. Jose Mourinho is joining in the celebrations. Manchester United are heading out.
Absolutely hated him, despised him.
The special one.
Yeah. Who would have thought he was running down the touchline after winning nothing at United years later as our manager?
Yeah.
Us a shame. But there we go. He also did that at your club too.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He's been around the block a bit, isn't he? But a legend, of course, of Porto. You can't hate Jose Mourinho. But yeah, so I think Ricardo Carvalho, Pepe was his replacement. He is here now, and he is scoring some goals somehow. He's got 2 in the first one. He's got 1 in the second. He is scoring some goals. A 4-1 win against Maritimo as well. And then, of course, that draw against Boavista. Okay, so that sees Sporting and Benfica top with maximum points. We're trailing right now in 3rd place, but our Champions League group is... It's a difficult one.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely a difficult one.
Bayern Munich and Sevilla are the 2 clubs that join us in our group, with Olympiacos, who will probably be the whipping boys out of the 4 clubs.
Talking about Bayern Munich, that's the team they beat in the 1986-87 final, Champions League final.
The first time that they won.
Yeah.
So
there's a bit of history back against them, so...
Yeah, 2 very recent times as well.
I'm not 100% sure, but correct me if I'm wrong, I think they've lost a final to Seville. For some reason, in the Europa
probably
Cup.
In the Europa League. So Sevilla have won it
really
quite a few times recently.
They were really good there, weren't they?
Yeah, so they've won it back to back, didn't they? 14 to 16. So it might have been around one of those times. I think Porto was quite decent around then. I might be wrong, to be fair. But I must say, Porto must be one of the only teams since it's gone into the Champions League and Europa League who have won both back to back. I don't think there's ever been a club that's done that.
No.
Maybe made a final. Maybe Atletico Madrid made a final. I'm not quite sure, but possibly the Cup Winners' Cup to the Europa, the European Cup.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's ever done Europa League to Champions League.
No.
That's some achievement.
Yeah, definitely.
That is definitely some achievement.
That's what Jose Mourinho brings to you, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it brings something special. All right, then, let's simulate this first season. Right, the first season... Benfica have come out of nowhere. Now, before you jump down my throat about this, I want you to see how well we actually did this season.
Right, go on then.
Because we got 88 points.
We only lost 2.
We only lost 2 games and drew 4. That is a very good league campaign.
Oh, yeah.
But Benfica
lost 1 and drew 2, though.
Yeah, they
That's
won,
why they won the league.
31 out of 34 games. That's outrageous. Yeah. That is outrageous. And they're scoring some goals. If you take a look at that, they beat Braga 7-3 away. Braga are a very decent team. They beat us 2-0. They drew 2 games, probably against us. Yeah, 0-0 draw. And Pacos de Ferreira. And they only lost 1 against Boavista.
I think Braga as well were the team that brought our unbeaten run to a halt this season.
Possibly. They tend to be like the 4th best at the minute. They do have some really good Portuguese players. So... It's unfortunate we haven't won the league, but you've got to say
we're still in the Champions League.
Benfica.
We're still in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Champions League qualification.
Yeah.
We scored look at this though. We scored the most goals and conceded the least, and we still didn't win the league.
Yeah,
that's mental, isn't it? I don't think I've ever seen that. Imagine if somebody tells you at the start of the season you're going to score the most goals and you're going to concede the least amount. You go, just give us a trophy now.
Yeah.
No.
You still haven't won the league.
No. Unbelievable, really. Right, okay then. Other competitions. Let's pin our hopes on something here. How have we done? Well, with the winner of the Taça de Portugal placard, Allianz Cup, we were knocked out the first round by Atletico Madrid. Always going to be a tricky game.
Yeah.
They've probably got Diego Simeone still there playing as part of the bus 4-4-2, which I cannot stand watching. It's so, oh my God, those two legs where Man United played them, I thought.
Awful, wasn't it?
It's horrendous to watch. It got results, but it was horrendous to watch.
It's an hard ground to go to try and get a result.
Yeah, 100%. And he's an horrible bloke, isn't he?
But you wouldn't say no to him being your manager, though, would you?
You admire him. I would say no.
Would you?
But I couldn't stand watching that.
I would at the moment.
All the time.
Conte's all right.
Yeah. I couldn't watch that all the time.
No,
could
you
you?
couldn't, no.
I mean, fair play. You see, like the Atletico Madrid games, their fans are cheering the whole way through.
Yeah.
I just think you must be like turning around and just drinking. You can't be watching this on the pitch and celebrating that much. We're gonna get so many pelters in the comments. I reckon we will. But there we go. All right, so we've won one cup. The Taça de Portugal, not bad. What about goals and stuff? Who have been scoring the most amount of goals? Pepe, maybe. He's up there. He's 5th top scorer. 37 for Evanilson. That's very good. And 32 for Taremi.
That's good, isn't it? 69 goals to 2 players. You can't remember
100%, yeah. An on-loan player getting 17 goals and 16 assists. Peglo. Now, this guy was already on loan at the club, and we've got a clause that we can buy him for £4.3 million.
Got to be done, isn't it?
That's got to be done, as long as they give us the money. We don't know how much they're going to give us. I mean, it doesn't look amazing. He's only 20, but the results speak for themselves. 15 goals and 15 assists in 32 appearances.
Good, isn't it?
Very good.
And at the end of the day, we can't do a rebuild without buying a Brazilian.
Well, that's true. That's true. So we might have to just enact that just to say it. I mean, Portugal, they're constantly signing Brazilians because obviously they speak the same language, and a lot of just South Americans. Colombia is another country that, like, Falcao was turned up. Jackson Martinez, he was a Portuguese legend at Porto as well. Yeah. I remember he had an unbelievable season, and then 2 seasons later he's playing in China. Mental, just crazy. But money, exactly, money talks. So yeah, we had to act that, and we've got £28.5 million to do that. That's not bad. No. £4 million on Peglo, and then £24 million elsewhere.
Take it.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what we can do. Right, okay. Over to the second season. Well, we have done it. We have acted the clause of Peglo. However, he asked to be loaned back to Internacional to finish their season, which, remember, is the Brazilian league, so he'll come back to us halfway through the year. But don't worry, I've got a plan to replace him because he was playing on that right-hand side. I've got a plan. Well, he's playing centre attacking midfielder. So he has gone back to Internacional. He scored a goal. He's got an assist. Don't panic. He is going to be our player, though. That's absolutely fine by me. We have signed 3 more players. And guess what, Dad? They're all Brazilians. You wanted 1, I signed 4. We did sell a player, though, to Atletico Madrid. João Mario has left the club. He is a Portuguese player who can play on the right-hand side predominantly, all the way up the pitch and on the left. It was a little bit of money, to be fair. £22.5 million. Player from the youth academy. When I was weighing up my first few games of the season, he was sat on the bench. Yeah. So when they offered £20 million, and I thought I can bring in a couple of more players from that, I thought it would be a good idea to do just that. So João Mario has left the club, and we have signed a few more players. I actually think we got £5 million left over going into the window. So the first player we brought in was Marcus Leonardo. Now this guy from Santos, we've rated Santos a little bit, can play up top, but can also play from the left. He has a good potential on the game, but what I like about him the most, his finishing ability. He has 15 for finishing, composure, anticipation, good acceleration, good off the ball.
Good, isn't it, for a 19-year-old?
Yeah, can't argue with that. That's the fundamentals that I look for every single time I search for a striker, and he has all of them. £11.75 million. He scored 7 goals last season for Santos. He's played 4 games so far, but 3 were off the bench, and he hasn't scored just yet. But they're okay for average ratings. Yeah. Kelvin. That's the best thing about Brazilians is their names, isn't it? Yeah. If they were all like Dave and Steve, I don't think anybody would really care. But Kelvin has joined us. He's a right back who we picked up from Paranaense. £8 million. A decent right back, to be fair. We've lost João Mario, but this guy actually comes in as a better defensive option at right back, and he will be starting majority of the games this season. Again, he's only 21. He's got a little bit more potential in the tank too, and he's already picked himself up 2 assists in the league with a man of the match. For a right back, that's very good. Yeah. But the final player that I think will be using the majority of this season is Kaiki. He is a centre back. The only downside to him is he's 5'11", and he's not that brave in the air, but on the ball he is quality. And I think what we got to think about in Porto is, well, with Porto, is that in the Portuguese league, we are supposed to be winning and dominating games. We're supposed to be dominating the ball. It's only when you go into the Champions League and European competitions where it might be a little bit more even Stevens, or we're chasing the ball around. So when we're playing Portuguese games, Kaiki's perfect because his on-the-ball technique is amazing. He's 15 for vision, 13 for passing with a very decent first touch.
He's only 18 as well. So
he's only 18.
For an 18-year-old.
Very good player for an 18-year-old. He's one of the best centre-backs that you can potentially buy on the game for potential. Has very good physical attributes. Maybe he will grow. £13.25 million. He played 20. Look how many games. He's only 18. He's played the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
A lot of games as well. We've played in 5 games so far this season, and he's got a very high average rating. Probably one of the highest that we have so far. So that's 4 signings that I think are very good, and 1 on the outs, which I think made sense to me. However, we have decided to change the tactic round a little bit. We're going to a wide formation now.
Right.
And the reason for this is Porto's current manager, Sergio Conceição, he has a son in the youth academy, Francisco. This guy's insane. Now, last season, we didn't use him. We played in the Portal. No, he didn't even play in the Portal B. Maybe it was a wasted year, to be fair, because now he's 19. He's ready for first team football. He's quality. He can play on that right hand side. He can play across the front, to be fair. But I think this guy is probably one that we need to look for in the future as going to be one of our best players. So we need to start him a lot more. And 2 goals, 2 assists,
already.
Player of the match in 6 games.
7.27 average rating's good.
He's a very good player for a 19-year-old. So I want to make sure he is guaranteed to play as many games as possible. This is basically the exact same tactic that we were using beforehand, but inverted wingers instead of shadow strikers.
Yeah.
So they're just playing a little bit more wide, and maybe the actual instructions suggest that too. So that's what we're going with. Schedule-wise then, we have lost 1 game already, and it was to Benfica. And guess who got sent off?
At home, Pepe.
Age 39 now. Pepe is still playing, and he got himself sent off, and he's still happy about it.
Yeah.
He had been unhappy with a low level of general training. He's 39 and he wants more training. Unbelievable. But the rest of the campaign, we've actually lost him twice because we lost in the Super Cup, but it's one of those I don't really play my strong team 9 times out of 10. Start of the season, though, has gone very well up until that point. 1-0, 2-1, 3-0 against Rio Ave, 4-1 against Santa Clara, 4-0 against Maritimo. There's a lot of goals in there. You'll see some familiar names, including Evangelson and Otavio getting a few as well. Okay, our Champions League group, though. That's another difficult one. Like Sevilla, Ajax are up there with one of the teams that are going to be competing for that second spot.
It's between us and them, I think.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, Man City, I think, will win the group. Talking about the group stages, though, something I was quite surprised with. Porto are the 3rd highest team for qualifying through the group stages.
To the group stage.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. That's some
behind
record.
2 teams.
Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Spot on, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which does surprise me that one of them is not Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Because when you said that, I started saying, well, it's got to be Real Madrid, Barcelona, and then I thought Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, no, they all have to have done. Yeah.
So the 3rd behind them 2.
Fair play.
Getting into the group
4th
stages.
must be Bayern.
I would have thought
Has
so,
to
but,
be.
Yeah, I was quite surprised with that. So
Manchester City, though, that's going to be the team to beat. Unfortunately, it is still Pep Guardiola at the helm, so that's going to be difficult. And of course, Ajax, they now have Alfred Schroeder at the helm, seeing as obviously Ten Hag has moved to Manchester United.
Young Boys is one of those funny teams, isn't they?
Always there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
Recently.
always there.
Very
Back,
good.
aren't they? So
on Football Manager as well, you can go to Young Boys and you can pick off a few really good players.
Yeah,
They've got some decent players at their club, so always take a look at Young Boys.
I think this is going to be down to my old saying, you've got to win your old
I was so hoping you said that. It's going to be a t-shirt. It has to be, see.
Must win your own games.
You must win your home games. So we've got to win your home games. Right, okay, let's simulate this second season. Second season, and we're back at the top.
That's better.
And look, we got the exact same points as what we did last season.
Yeah.
And yet this time we won the league by 3 points.
And we still lost 2 games, and Benfica still only lost 1 game.
Mental, really. They just drew more this time round.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for them, they could not continue
Who did they lose
scoring.
against? Was it us? Was it us?
Please be us. No, Rio Ave. No, I've got a feeling at some point they lost their key striker, so that might be it. So if I take a look, £94 million. Rafa and Gonzalo Ramos, who went to Manchester City, they've been raided. So yeah, I seen that Gonzalo Ramos went to Manchester City. He's the guy who's been scoring their goals because last season he got 15. So obviously that's cost them this year.
Yeah,
they only reinvested £29 million, and I don't really see an out-and-out striker there. So they're relying on what they already had.
Yeah.
And if we take a look at tactics, sometimes it will show you who they've been playing quite a lot at top. Oh, they got Cavani on a free.
Ooh.
That's a good signing, to be fair. So Cavani and Yaremchuk playing in a 4-4-2. 4-4-2. They haven't got Simeone, have they? Roger Smith is the manager. Imagine if Simeone appeared. I'd left. I'd have gone. That would have been me done. But we've won the league. That's the most important thing so far this season that we have checked. And Sporting still hanging on there, only 7 points behind us there.
It would have been interesting as well on one of the goal difference. If they had won that game, one game that they'd lost, they'd have gone the whole season directly, but would they have won the league? But I think we'd have beat them on goal difference.
Well, is it goal difference, or we can take a look at the rules here? So it is done. Teams have got against other teams on the same points will be sorted by goal difference, then away goal scored. Yes, so it's not head-to-head. We would have won the league, thankfully. So, yeah, that's good. Very good from us. Other competitions, though. Have we managed to progress through against Ajax? Oh, by the way, Evanilson, top scorer of the league there. Vitinha, highest average rating. That's really good. We need to remember to always check things like that. What about other competitions, then? Well, we are the winner of the Allianz Cup. We were knocked out in the 5th round of the Task to Portugal. We got through, but Bayern Munich was the team.
2 years in a row they knocked us out.
They knocked us out. So, yeah. Which, by the way, Paris Saint-Germain and Liverpool play in the final. Manchester United are the holders. Go on, Eric. You bloody legend. Everybody knows that's going to... Do you know when we always predict transfers on this? Like Yves Bissouma obviously moved to Tottenham the day after. Brian Gill's another one, the Southampton takeover. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Champions League. Somebody's going to be watching this next year and go, bloody hell, Luke, you predicted that?
Nah.
I can only hope. Taremi got 28 goals this season. Evanilson got 26, so lower from him this time round, but he did get a couple more assists. However, remember, we're not nailing him on in position like we were last season. Who we did do that to, though, is Conceição. 15 goals and 11 assists with a 7.2 average rating is very good for the young 20-year-old.
Yeah, it is good.
And he's progressing quite nicely as well. You can already see a few of those attributes have increased. That's what we like to see. That's the reason why we use him as much as possible, because if we didn't use him, the assistant probably wouldn't use him. He would never get that growth.
No.
And we wouldn't be better from it in a couple of years' time when he is one of the world's best right midfielders instead of somebody who could have made it.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, I think, right there. So, very good. Vitinha, 13 assists there. Honestly, if you haven't signed Vitinha playing Football Manager this year, don't know what you're doing, because he plays in so many different positions. He's so good. He does, however, want a new deal, and he's already on 47k. So yeah, that's going to be the tricky thing. However, how much money did we get? Well, 27, but they're very consistent. That's exactly the same amount as what we did last time. Pepe, by the way, is finally leaving at the age 40. He's not retiring, though. No. He's just going back to Spain. He's still going. Unbelievable. Fair play to Pepe. But there we go. I don't want to sign him on anymore. Right, okay, on to the third season. The only player who really left for a significant amount of money was Wilson Manafort, 29 years of age, Portuguese player who can play both right back and left back. However, his technical abilities don't suggest that he's that good. Probably just down to his pace. Reason why people would ever want to sign him, or he's got a good rating on this. Now, we have signed, though, 3 more players. Let's take a look at them. For free transfer, this, I think, is very good. Justin Kluivert, son of Patrick.
Must be a good player then, already.
Yeah, I think he's got like 3 or 4 sons.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing one of them in the Ajax Youth Academy, and I thought, wow, he's good. Then they were like, Justin Kluivert's just son. I thought, hey, he didn't look that old. But they got like 3 or 4 sons. So Justin Kluivert, he's been around the block a bit. He's been to Ajax, Roma, Leipzig. Now he's left and he's joined us for a free transfer. 2 assists already in those 3 games. I think that's very decent indeed. He's only 24. Long time to go for him to use, but he's got some really good fundamental attributes as our number 7 and can play from both wings. Our second free transfer is Namdi Collins, a German centre-back with a lot of pace. 17th both pace and acceleration. He's good defensively, but it's like all he could do. Like, don't ask him to dribble a ball. Like, that's dreadful. And he's not very good at leadership either, but Football Manager rate him so highly because I think he's just got a lot of pace. Yeah, I think pace and anticipation means that because he's always out of position, he's always tracking back, and because he can catch up with them and tackle, they're like, he's amazing. And it's like, yeah, but if you had somebody decent at positioning, they probably won't get in that situation. But there you go. We got him on free transfer. We have actually used him twice already from the bench. He's a decent average rating. But the main sign in this was another player from Roma, Jose Mourinho, coming in clutch for his own club. Matthias Viña is a left back that we have signed from Uruguay. We like the South Americans, of course, here in Porto. This guy is so well-rounded and he easily slots in as our best left-back this season. Some really good physical attributes. Everywhere is really decent on the mentals. And if you think about it, there's only 2 attributes that he has that isn't a 10, and it's free kicks and penalties. It's
good,
it's not bad, is it?
No.
It's a very well-rounded player.
I've just had a message from Jose Mourinho, actually.
Yeah. Sent you a text today.
Yeah, he did. He said, buy my best players, because when you two are finished, I'm coming back.
He's coming back again, yeah. Makes sense. Okay, £11.5 million, so we only paid 0.5 more than what they did 2 seasons before, and he only didn't really play that much, to be fair, at Roma. I just want to check that it is still... Yes, yeah. Right, so that's 3 really good signings, to be fair, and it does leave us with a little bit left still, £14 million. Didn't feel like there was a player that I could pick up which would improve our side at that point. So I feel like if I save it for next season, we might get a little bit more to play around with, but... That never works out, does it? So, tactically, I think we just stick with exactly what worked last season. We won the league, we did okay in Europe, we've added to the side that we have, and not to mention the players that we had already from last season getting better.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important.
We're buying young players as well, which is good as well.
Exactly, because they always have better potential.
Yeah, sets it up for the people to take over from us, doesn't it?
Of course, I'm glad you said it. Patreon members on the £5 tier, you get access to the save game file at the end of the 5 years, and Dad will set you a challenge for the next 5 years. So thank you to everybody who's been signing up. Patreon.com/MakeLukeGaming. Make sure you check that out at the end of the video. If you want to carry this on, the exact save game file, from the point that we leave it, you can carry on and do whatever you will. Whether you just want to look at it or whether you want to take out the 5-year challenge that Dad's going to give you. Carson Sal is going to start every single game again, like we did last season. It makes sense to me, just in case I'm giving him some game time. He's already scored 3 goals as well. Very good.
Yeah, very good.
So in those games, let's see. So we lost the Super Cup to Sporting.
Ooh.
And we have dropped some points already to Belenenses.
Don't like losing cup finals to Sporting or Benfica.
No. Belenenses, by the way, is the team which is ceased to exist and gone down to like 6 divisions, and they created this team in the top division.
Oh, right.
Okay, so I think there's only like 6 teams that have won the Portuguese league outside of the war, which we established in a previous rebuild.
Yeah.
And the original Belenenses was that team. I did see a funny game this year, and I don't know whether you ever seen it. It made the news. It's nothing to do with Porto. It was to do with Benfica and Belenenses. When it was COVID, and they couldn't field enough players, so they had to use all of their youth academy.
That's right, yeah.
And they had 3 goalies on the pitch.
Yeah.
And Benfica were like 7-0 up.
Yeah.
And they decided not to come out at halftime.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was Belenenses.
Yeah.
So we actually drew with them 1-1. We beat that team there 7-0, and Evanilson scored 5. And Boavista we beat 3-0 there, and that's where Cousin Sal got himself 2. Very good start to the season other than that one little blip. But our Champions League group looks like this. Chelsea. Wow. Rangers.
I'll be very disappointed if we don't go through with Chelsea.
There are so many links with Porto and other European clubs, don't you think? Because so far we've had 3 different teams, and I think there's been a link with all 3. Chelsea obviously being a big one. The amount of players in the mid-2000s that went from Porto to Chelsea, as well as Jose Mourinho, of course.
Definitely,
So that's going to be quite a tricky game to get a result out of. Bielsa is there right now. Yeah, so Bielsa.
I've got to say, mate, do you think he's talking English?
Probably not. Okay, but Rangers and PSV are the other 2 teams in there. 2 clubs that I actually quite like, to be fair, and 2 clubs that I have done this year on Football Manager. So there we go. Right, okay. Shall we simulate the 3rd season and see how we get on?
Go for it.
Alright then, we have done it yet again, and this
points.
time by 10 points. We got 1 more point than what we did the last 2 seasons, because we only lost that 1 game. It was against Benfica, but yeah, we drew 5.
I'll take that.
Lost 1.
Take that.
Definitely.
Who did Sporting lose against then?
Let's see. Yeah, because they only lost 1 as well. Vitoria, who actually got a decent side, to be fair, but they've dropped down into 10th place there, so yeah. That's quite unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
That two teams only ever lose one game in the league. So Sporting's done very well there. They're very much like what we mentioned before, where they've got a lot of youngsters, and if they don't get picked apart, then and they keep them. Which, when you tend to do a save in that league without any other leagues loaded, that tends to happen quite often.
Yeah.
Sporting probably have got quite a lot of their players. Benfica are suffering now. They only won 24 out of 34 games there, so they've dropped off quite a lot, really, compared to where they were before. Statistically, or let's go to profile, and we can see from here. Ivanilson got 32 goals. Mauro Icardi has signed for Benfica. He also has 32 goals. Yeah. We probably did it in less games. That's the reason why we're top there. Conceição got the most assists, and Ivanilson was third there and the highest average rating. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, other competitions, though. Now that we've won back-to-back
Come on, let's do a
league
double.
titles,
Let's do a double.
Can we do something else? The winners of the Allianz Cup, we cannot win that Taça de Portugal, unfortunately. Now, the Champions League is to be played between Liverpool and Inter. Liverpool are going for back-to-back here. Where do we land? So, we were knocked out by Bayern Munich again.
I don't believe this.
7-4. We were actually leading.
What's the odds?
What are the odds of that?
Out them, but all the time.
That's outrageous, isn't it? That is the same, isn't it? That I'm not being stupid here. They have knocked out the same leg each time. Bayern Munich. No, it was Atletico Madrid the first season.
Oh, right.
So they were in our group.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich. So we've played them a lot.
Yeah.
We've played them at least twice every single Champions League since we took over, but the last two seasons they've knocked us out. And it does look like we were leading in that first leg, or is it a 3-3? My maths is awful, so it's probably a 3-3. Yeah, 3-3. We played them at home. We drew 3-3. Thomas Müller got 3. What a player. I absolutely love him.
Absolutely. Go on, do your impression.
Good morning. That's it. He is brilliant. Lewandowski? Yeah. Lewandowski. Brilliant. Absolutely love him. So, yeah, I mean, can't argue with that. They're a good side. We're not quite there yet.
No.
Goals-wise.
We're building.
Exactly. Ivanilson got 37 goals this season. That's actually quite low considering you got 32 in the league. You only got 5 more across all other campaigns, considering we're playing 3 cups and a Champions League. 10 assists. Taremi got 16. It's lower after the first top scorer, I think. That's our problem there. Conceição got a little bit more, though. 17 assists. Octavio got 13 and 13. That's decent. Kluivert in his first season didn't get a lot of goals, but he did get 15 assists, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm not too displeased by that. There are definitely signs that we can improve from that. Peglo actually stayed out on loan for another season, by the way. 5 goals and 4 assists. So we might have to bring him back at some point. I loaned him out to Tenerife. I didn't actually mention that there. But when he come back after his loan to Internacional, we never played him. Because, of course, we had Sergio Conceição.
Yeah.
So that's probably the reason why Peglo didn't really get a lot of game time after having quite a decent season for us when we played the 3 in that centre mid. Okay, on to the 4th season. Now, the worst thing happened, and I kind of anticipated it, because I said that I left some transfer money for us next season. They didn't give us a lot at all. In fact, we had less than what I actually left in there, because once I had started to offer players contracts to keep them at the club, they wanted to double their wages. Yeah. I could only buy in one player, and it was Yusuf Demir. Now, it's still a very good signing because Taremi is now 33, I think, or 32. So in that shadow striker role, we need a new talent, and Yusuf Demir could be that guy. Of course, he played for Barcelona this year. There's obviously a reason why Football Manager and mainly in real life clubs rate him quite highly. He hopes he will learn a lot while at Porto. I hope you do too, Demir. So he's only 21. He can play from the right. He can play in behind the striker. He can even play up top or on the left should we need him to. But hopefully this is going to be his role here. He's not amazing right now. We need him to develop quickly, though. That's the main thing I think we need to take from this, because Taremi is now got to the point where we probably won't use him as much. Tactics, then. We are keeping it very similar. However, Yusuf Demir slots into this role as the shadow striker, playing every game. We don't need to put Conceição there anymore because he's the highest rated player there. Yeah. He has developed yet again into what I mentioned. Every season he keeps getting better and better, and that's fantastic to see. So we're all good on that front. We just need to get the game time to Yusuf Demir going forward, and we'll let the assistant manager pick around that so players don't get too knackered in the next games. Schedule-wise then, let's take a look. Because we have played a few games and we have won them all. We even beat Benfica in the Super Cup.
Yes. Good start.
Ideal. We haven't even conceded a goal in the league either.
Oh, that's even a better start.
Exactly. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 1-0 and 3-0 against Famalicão at the end there. Ivan Yusin got 2 and Justin Cliver with 1. Even Yusuf Demir actually picked up 2 goals there against Santa Clara. So really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Even Peglo has come back and he scored a goal because we haven't loaned him out this season. We have just kept him at the club. He actually is quite good and he's going to fill in quite often from that left or in that centre position. Now he's definitely worth keeping him around. Our Champions League group then. I actually think we stand an outside chance of winning
the
this
group?
one. Yeah. Borussia Dortmund are a good side, Dad, but
They've lost their main man, haven't they?
Yeah, they've still got Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
We probably know that they more than likely have got Yusufa Makuku, but they don't have Erling Haaland, of course, anymore. They don't tend to build much of a massive squad anymore. Like, sometimes Dortmund used to think, bloody hell, like, they're hell of a good one.
Yeah.
But they don't tend to do that on this version of Football Manager. Dynamo Kiev and Trabzonspor, we shouldn't have no trouble of overthrowing, so I'd like to think we could win the group here.
We win the group, we get an easier next, first knockout stage, don't we? So that's...
And it will probably still be Bayern Munich.
Of course it will.
So, yeah, okay, so that's what I'm hoping for this season. Let's simulate it and see how this does. So, for the 4th season, we have won the league. 83 points, so it's less than what we have done recently, but it was enough. 80 points is Sporting, 79 is Benfica. They've closed the gap a little bit. We just lost 2 more games than what we did last season. Again to Benfica. They get us every time.
Yeah.
That's always been our one loss, is always going to be a Benfica loss. But
What's
still,
that now? We
that's
won
fine.
it three times in a row now, out of the 4th?
3 in a row out of the 4.
That's not bad.
That's
Can
okay.
Can we make 5? Because 5 is the record in Portugal.
Well, we're going to have to let the
Which we
Patreon
owed.
members do that.
Which we owed. Yeah, so that could be gone on to the Patreon members.
That's got to be the
Maybe one
Patreon
more.
members to get the 5th.
And talking about the 5 as well, do you know who actually started that?
Jose Mourinho.
No.
Bobby Robson.
Yes. 1993-94, they signed Bobby Robson after he was sacked by
England.
Sporting.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know you even
They sacked him.
See, I knew he was manager of Porto. I never knew he was manager of
I
Sporting.
didn't. And they took him on, and then the following season he won his first league title playing that, and he won the game at Sporting and won the league as well.
Amazing. That's so good.
So then the following season he went and won the league again.
Yeah.
And then he left to go to Barcelona then.
Yeah.
So
see, I knew he went to Barcelona from Porto. That's how I knew he was manager of Porto.
Yeah.
So when you said that and it wasn't Jose, I thought it's got to be Bobby Robson then, because we wouldn't know any other.
Legend, isn't he?
Yeah, he's class.
So,
but yes,
so
that's quite funny.
He
though.
actually started off the record of 5 titles in a row, which Porto actually owed at this present moment.
And that carried on from Bobby.
He won the first 2.
Fair play.
But he won his first one at Sporting. He must have loved that.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he was that
Especially
old
they
one
sacked him. Yeah. After sacking him, you can't beat that.
No.
So this season, we don't actually have top scorer of the league. Mauro Icardi got 28. The other 2 players there got 22 and went nowhere to be seen. Conceição, though, got the most assists and the highest average rating, so that's really good. Plus, the most player of the matches. This guy just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah.
But now he is wanted. Who is he wanted by, you might ask? Atletico Madrid,
Don't want to go there.
PSG. You definitely don't want to go there.
PSG's got the money, but don't want to go Atletico Madrid, does he?
No. Competitions then.
Come on.
We have finally won the TAC of Portugal.
Yes.
And the Allianz Cup. So we're domestic treble winners. 4 if you count the Super TACA.
You've got to count it. You won 4 trophies out of 5.
Yeah. The UEFA Champions League, though, we cannot get back past that first round knockout stage. That tells me we did not finish top because Dortmund actually only faced Ajax.
Yeah.
Which means we're probably more than likely finish in second place in that group, which we can check out. Let's have a look. No, what? We actually went top of it.
We come top.
Chelsea came top of their group there against PSG, and Ajax finished above Man United. Is it still Ten Hag? We can't see. They probably sacked the manager, and you can't see who they've took over. So, that is disappointing. I can't believe I told you we get somebody difficult, and there's nobody more difficult than PSG in this game, is it? Still Poch. They still get Mbappe. That's just annoying. How frustrating is that? Okay, who's in the final?
It goes to show how wrong this game is at the moment, though, because we know Poch is not there.
He's out of the job.
He's out of the job. They've already told him. And
Mbappe doesn't want him.
No, that's right. Yes. And I heard that they were interviewing Zinedine Zidane for the job.
Yeah.
Whether he's going to take it or no, but it's
It'd be an easy job for him to come in.
Oh yeah, it's got to.
Especially obviously he's quite close, I'd imagine, with Mbappe being that he's a French legend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, interesting stuff.
Whether he takes it, no, I don't know. But I know they were interested in giving him an interview for the job. So
Yeah.
we know Poch is gone.
I'm just glad that they got rid of Poch after Man United already announced Ten Hag.
He's going to go there. I thought he was going to go
That
there.
I would have been devastated. That would have been awful. Not that we're actually going to back Eric Ten Hag at this point. We still haven't made a signing yet. Okay then. So we haven't won the Champions League, but we are domestic treble winners. That's happy. 4 if you count the Super Cup. How many goals have we been scoring? It's probably less.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
23. Wow. Have a look at that though. 32 assists.
That's good, isn't it?
21 goals, 32 assists. Insane. Yusuf Demir gets 16 goals with 11 assists there. Marcus Leonardo, who played quite a lot. And that's not actually bad considering only 14 starts, 17 from the bench, 15 goals. That's still decent.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Pegler the same as well there. 13 goals from only 8 starts. And Justin Kluivert 10 and 10. That's what I think is quite weak. The Justin Kluivert situation there. But okay, we move forward to season number 5. Are they going to back us this summer? £24 million. It's never a lot, is it?
We do to improve, though.
Exactly. That's
We won the league
tricky.
the last 3 seasons. You've got to strengthen your squad to be better in Europe, haven't you? So
Yeah, but you need money to do that.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate situation that we're in. Okay, only 2 players have joined us for a grand total of £28.5 million. Now, before we take a look at them, I had a huge offer, and I sat here and contemplated accepting it for so long for Conceição, but I rejected it.
Good.
It was for £65 million, I think, which is a lot of money, and we could have brought in a couple of more players, but I weighed it up and I thought, keep him. The club who offered it, Manchester United. Vanderson is the first player in the door. It's another Brazilian right back. He's just slightly better than Kelvin.
Right.
We got him from Monaco for a cheap cost as well of only £11 million because he hasn't played the last couple of years. We've played in 4 games so far at right back. He's got 4 assists. Oh, that's very good, isn't it? That's very good indeed. So Vanderson, welcome to the club. But this signing is a very unique one because it's not very often I sign a regen and actually play them in the top division. But I think Sergio could be one of them. 20 years of age. He's 6'4". He's a powerhouse, but he's quick. He can jump. He's a very good centre-back for just 20 years of age. From Barcelona's youth academy, £17.25 million transfer listed. Wanting to play more games because last season he only got 6.
And he's got 3 goals in 4 games.
He has got 3 goals in 4 games.
And he's a centre-back.
Because he is attacking corners with his 17 jumping reach, 18 bravery, and 16 heading.
This looks good, doesn't it?
Yes. He is very good indeed. Attacking-wise anyway. But obviously, actually defensively, he's quite good too. An 8.23 average rating in those 4 games.
That is high.
With a player of the match. So tactically then, let's see where he slots in because I'm making sure he plays every single game. We are going to a similar but not the same. So if you take a look here, this was our original wide. It's got 2 inverted wingers and everything. If you go to this one, we now have a more attacking fullback, which is going to look to bomb forward because these guys here are inside forwards. They're going to be sitting a lot more narrower to help the advance forward. I felt like the wingers, although Conceição was getting a lot of assists, goals-wise, especially Justin Kluivert's side, and obviously it started to dry up at front, they weren't getting as many.
No.
Weren't getting as many. So now we're providing more of an attacking threat on the wings and through the centre-backs. It's a gamble because it means that we're going basically all out.
Yeah.
And that could cost us in some games, but it could be the difference of winning the ones that we draw and scoring a lot more goals. So I think I'd rather play that way. So let's see how that does because we have played, of course, a few games so far this season and we have won every single game so far, scoring a shitload of goals. And that's what you want, right?
So we beat Sporting in the Super Cup as well then?
We did, indeed, yeah. So that is a total of 24 goals so far just in the league in 4 games. And we've won in the Super Cup as well. So, I mean, a 7-0 against Famalicão, who are actually quite a decent side. Yeah.
We only conceded 1 goal.
Belenenses, I think, finishing European spots, beat them 4-0 away from home. Very good. Only conceding 1 goal as well while doing it. Our Champions League group, though, I think you're going to like this one.
Definitely. We've got to win that group.
Easily got to win that one. Shakhtar Donetsk, Real Sociedad, who can be very good, and Midtjylland.
We had a bit of luck for our last season.
Maybe. Real Sociedad do have a few really good players, but it doesn't look like they've got Alexander Isaac anymore, who's mainly their key man. So this could be a good week. This could be a good season for us. optimistic of just avoiding somebody decent
all we
in
need,
that
isn't it?
first
That's all it
round
needs.
knockout stage. That's all we need. Right,
Yeah.
okay. Let's simulate this final season, the 5th and final
Come on, you
one.
dragons.
So the final time we win the league, that's 4 in a row.
Yes.
Up to you guys to do the 5th at the very least. Looking at that, we've only lost 2 games. Very good.
Benfica again. One of them.
Benfica, one of them 3-0 away from home. But we drew 6, which means we did beat Benfica as well, which is not bad. We just couldn't beat Braga, where we drew against them twice this season, 1-1 both times. So I'd said, don't I, there was going to be games that we probably won't be able to win playing like this way. But we did actually draw our last 3 games. So, I mean,
We could have won the league by a lot more.
we had the league done and dusted
Yeah.
at that point. That's the reason why, obviously, maybe the assistant manager rested a few players. For instance, possibly we had a cup final to play in.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Tell you what, looking at that again as well. Look how many goals we did score.
118 and only conceding 29. That is a huge amount
Yeah.
of goals. So I imagine we got the top scorer. 33 there for Evanilson. Perfect. Highest average rating, all 3 of our players, including Sergei. 7.75 from centre back.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. And Constance got the most man of the matches and the most assists with 26.
Brilliant, eh?
12 more assists than anybody else. He's no longer wanted either, which is even better. We tied him down to a contract which goes out for another 3 seasons for anybody who's taken this over. I haven't stitched you up or anything. And he is one of the world's best right wingers right now. So there you go. Enjoy him. For now, though, how have we done with him? We've got 3 other competitions. Let's see. We're the winners of the Europa League.
Kidding.
How did we only go through the Europa League?
I could say, yeah, I'm excited because we've won something in Europe, but I'm disappointed because we knocked out of the Champions League.
We were so gobby about finishing top. So confident. Oh, we should walk that. There's no way we don't win that league. And Michelin were the team that knocked us out.
Unbelievable.
7
That is
points.
awful. We must have had a bad
That is the
game.
worst that we have done in the easiest group.
Yeah. Oh well, at least we went
We
through it
won the
once,
Europa
so-
League
yeah.
though. 1-0 against Lazio, so that's not bad. A hard team to face,
Yeah.
especially in Football Manager if they've got Chiromobile. It doesn't look like they have anymore, but still. Galano managed to score, or Gaiano I think is how you say it, in the 62nd minute. We didn't actually have Conceição on the pitch, which is, that's tricky.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good final.
We won the
Well
cup as
done.
well,
We
so-
won the Taça de Portugal, the Allianz Cup. We were knocked out in the 3rd phase, but we also, of course, won the Super Taça.
We won the treble, really. Didn't
We won the treble.
The main
The
treble,
Taça
we
de
won it.
Portugal, I think, is
Yeah.
like the FA Cup, isn't it? So that's very good.
That's a
We
good
won the
treble.
league. That's a very decent treble.
Yeah.
Europa League winners. I do want to see our route to the final though, because that must be quite interesting as well. So if we take a look at this and we cancel everything other than Europa League, let's take a look. Lyon over 2 legs, 3-0 and 1-0. Sevilla.
That is a hell of a result.
Yeah, considering they
4-1.
were in the Europa League,
Yeah,
we know how
4-1.
good they can be.
Yeah.
Final, we beat them 6-1 in the first leg
It's all
there.
about winning your own games, mate.
Winning your home games, indeed. And then
Leicester in the
Leicester.
semi-finals. That is another good
We
result.
lost our home game there, but we beat them on penalties.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. Vinya got himself sent off, so we didn't have him for the final. That's a lot of big players missing for the
Yeah.
final, and yet we still managed to win it 1-0. Very good indeed. We've got to be happy with that. Squad-wise then, 49 goals in 49 games for Evanilson.
That's good.
Incredible. He is wanted, who by every big club in Europe. 20. He's probably really good now as well, to be fair, because he gets better and better. Yeah, look at him. He's world class now. 29 goals and 33 assists for Conceição playing inside forward. Just that little tweak gave him the same amount of assists, but so many more goals.
Yeah.
Amazing, really, what you can do on this game tactically. But our 3rd top scorer is our new centre-back, Sergei. Barcelona's going, hey! He scored more goals than he actually has played games for Barcelona.
Yeah.
How amazing is that in one season? He only played 9 for Barcelona in total, and he scored 18 goals for us just in the league campaign.
But they were good.
Really, really good indeed. Justin Kluivert got 14 and 11 there. Even Peglo's chipping in, and Vitinha chipping in with some assists too from centre mid. Vanderson, 20 assists.
Good.
Really good indeed from right back.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Good signing that.
Right, okay, Dad. 5-year plan. What is the 5-year plan? What is the
I think
target?
the first challenge is the obvious one, isn't it? You've got to win
Get
the
that
league.
5th.
Get the 5th.
In the row.
Even if you can go on and win the 6th the season after, even better.
Yeah, because you break the record from doing that.
Right, and then obviously the challenge has got to be get to a final of the Champions League.
Yeah.
We've won the Europa League. I was going to say win something in Europe. We've won the Europa League. Get to the final of the Champions League. I'd like you to win it, but just get to the final.
Yeah.
So win the league and get to the final of the Champions League. Given you're a young enough team to do it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You have a team right now who the only first team player who is anywhere near too old is probably Octavio.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's Vitinha, 26, good for another 5 years.
Yeah,
Evanilson, good for another 5 years.
Yeah.
So many of these players you can keep for the full 5 years if you don't improve them, so you should be absolutely fine with that. Even your backups are really good.
Yeah.
And your contracts, like you've only got a couple of contracts which are running out. I made sure I was really good with the contracts, but they're no first team players.
No.
You're all safe and secure with that. It's a very good rebuild to take over, I think, and a good challenge. The transfer budget though is only £20 million.
Yeah.
Whether you decide to sell one of these big players and bring somebody in,
Can't afford to sell your striker.
no, or you do the method that Porto have done for years and years. You find these little gems from Brazil, from Argentina, from Colombia, and you build them into superstars before you sell them on.
Don't forget though, let us know how you get on.
Let us know, please. Let us know. And of course, smash that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes if we possibly can. That will be absolutely amazing. Really do appreciate it. Thanks to all the new Patreon members. Don't forget to check that out should you wish to sign up and take this on patreon.com/Omega Luke Gaming, and check out the polls as well because they're always going up to see who we rebuild next. And we'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.